Welcome back to the channel. My name's Heather. I'm a queer author of dark fantasy and supernatural horror. And this is my channel where I talk about my reading and writing journeys as I pursue traditional publishing, a couple of books, but also as I look at publishing my supernatural series called The Keepers of Devil's Bay and The Twisted Garden Saga, which is a reimagining of folklore, mythology and fairy tales. Today I wanted to go through the reading plans I have for April, as I have some amazing, there are some amazing read-alongs and readathons happening in April that really appeal to me. So one of them is called the TorDotComAthon, which is being held beautifully bookish Bethany, and it will be held in the second half of April, where we are basically just reading anything under the imprint of TorDotCom. So I will be endeavouring to get to either of my Wayward children books by Seanan McGuire. I have Beneath the Sugar Sky and Come Tumbling Down. Come Tumbling Down is a 5th book in the series. They can be read in whatever order, but they follow Jack and Jill, who we met in first book, as they go back into their portal world after the events of Every Heart a Doorway. And Beneath the Sugar Sky, we are following the daughter of someone we met in Every Heart a Doorway as she falls out of her world and into Eleanor Westwood's home for wayward children. I then have Vicious by V.E. Schwab, which is people have discovered that they can gain supernatural powers with near-death experiences. So Eli and Victor were friends in college. They created superheroes or villains out of themselves. Victor is then in prison. 10 years later breaks out of prison, and it goes from there. I also have the audiobook of Gideon the Ninth. Lesbian necromancers in space is all I know about it, and it's up my alley. It sounds interesting. So they are the TorDotComAthon books I'll be reading. I'm going to endeavour to read this lovely book, M.K. Jamison's The City We Became, in the first 10 days of April before it goes back to the library. I tried another one of her books and I just didn't gel with it, so I am going to try again. Basically, I'm going to read about 40 to 50 pages a day for the first 10 days of April and get this book done. I then have the audiobook of Chain of Gold coming from the library, so I can read and listen to it, as I have a physical challenge that I'm setting myself, which is we have a spin bike at home, or a stationary bike. I'm going to sit on it for 30 minutes a day, read and pedal. So whether or not I physically read this book or I listen to the audiobook, not quite sure. Shay from Shay with the Hobbies and Cole, I think, from Who Booked This Book Anyway, are doing a quarterly read-along with Edgar Allan Poe stuff. So I picked up this beautiful edition of the complete poems and tales of Edgar Allan Poe. So in April they're reading all the poetry, so it's about 15-16 poems a week. So I'll be slowly making my way through that as I want to. There is also Tome Topple is a readathon in its 16th round, held by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes and a bunch of other hosts. And that is just to read big books. They will be doing that in the back end of April as well. I will link all the announcement videos down below. So hopefully, I'm pretty sure Gideon the Ninth fits into it, so I can use both. If not, I want to do a reread of Crimson City, The House of Blood and Earth, because I read this just as Little Dragon was born, my daughter, about 2 years ago, and cannot remember a single thing other than there's a person called Bryce, who I thought was called Hawk, but turns out that's from a different book, and someone's murdered. All I remember. So I'm like, reread this one, and then I can read the second one, which is House of Breath and Air, I think. And there is also the Buzzwordathon happening all year with Kayla from Books and Lala, and this month's prompt is Big or Little, so I will be getting to Louise May Alcott's Little Women. Own the audio and the ebook, but I really want to own the Chesalem Classics, which is this one here. They're stunning, so I've decided I want to own all my classics in those editions. Slowly getting my way through them. So they are all the stuff I plan on reading this month and beyond. Let me know what you plan on reading in April. I also will be doing Camp NaNoWriMo. I will be working on Project Veil, which is a fantasy standalone, and I will be editing book 1 of my Keepers of Devil's Bay series that will be coming out later this year. So until then, let's use our voices to promote positive change in the world, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you've enjoyed. I post videos every Wednesday. If you're not in a very chatty mood, please just put a book emoji down in the comments, and I'll see you soon with a new video.